ISUPK.
We want no cowards in our camp, in our camp. Only men prepare to die. Woo! We want no cowards in our camp, in our camp. Never let their brothers die. Woo! We want no cowards in our camp, in our camp. Only men prepare to die. Woo!
I'm here with the officer of the ISUPK under Commanding General Johanna. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Shalom. I'm saying officer of 1,000 Madara. I'm saying like the sister just brought out. I'm saying an officer in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Johanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians their true identity according to the Bible, and that, of course, our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
How did you learn about the truth?
I came across the truth. So originally, I was watching a bunch of Malcolm X and Khalil Muhammad videos, which, you know, both them brothers were part of the Nation of Islam. You understand? I liked how they were speaking about black unity and how we should come together as a people. And, you know, just randomly one day, one of these fake Israelite groups, one of their videos started automatically playing. And at first I was watching for entertainment, you know, still smoking weed, still being a sinful bastard, you know what I'm saying, while watching these other groups. And I noticed how they all sat there and were making it their mission to tell our people not to watch ISUPK videos, sitting there and spreading lies about them. So first, you know, that made me, you know, be more distant towards the ISUPK. Made me not want to watch their videos, not even check them out for entertainment purposes. And then one day, you know, a video started playing of Captain Tazariak, you understand, at a street speaking, you know what I'm saying, what we call camp. And then ever since that video, you know what I'm saying, I understood that was where the truth was. I understood that, you know, these men were someone that is completely separate from these other groups. And after that, I just ditched the other groups, and I've been watching UPK ever since.
So what ended up convincing you the ISUPK had the truth?
What convinced me was that we had the truth, was that I saw the passion that these brothers spoke with when not only talking about these scriptures, but talking about their people. I'm saying our people. You understand? When they sit there and they break down, you know, the curses of the Bible and show you that all the priests and prophets, you know what I'm saying, Christ, the angels and the Most High, that they were all black men. And meanwhile, these other groups are sitting there saying that if you got a warrant, they're going to turn you in. Sitting there saying you can molest and rape children and take you all these different wives of other nations. But meanwhile, the UPK was somebody that is completely separate.
How... Can you edit that?
Yeah.
What do you think of the quarantine?
Shit. It's so lucky in my language. I'm saying the quarantine is most definitely a blessing from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's given black, Hispanic, and Native Indian families a chance to truly come together, which obviously in the past, because we'd be slaving so much, because we got all these different things going on, we couldn't do so. Not only did it give our people a chance to come together, but it has also brought America to its knees, which so many, blacks in America never, ever, ever thought would have happened. You understand? When I was in the world, I would always be talking to, what would be considered my brother. You know what I'm saying? I always be telling him about, how America's going to fall, that's going to happen. And it would never be, even part of their imagination. You know what I'm saying? But with this simple, disease, plague that the Lord has unleashed, you know what I'm saying? Maybe our people can realize that America is not as mighty as they thought it was.
What do you think of the Passover being postponed?
I mean, it's nothing new. Passover has been postponed before in the past in the scriptures, due to certain situations. The main thing is that shit ain't canceled. You understand? We're still going to have it. We're still going to be, renting out our venue, eating lamb, drinking strong drink, dapping up with brothers. It's nothing that is worrisome. You understand? We're still all preparing for the Passover. We're still getting our garments ready. You understand? Getting our warlike apparel together. Also, we can go celebrate.
Considering your mother and family are not part of the nation of Israel, how did they feel when you started coming to classes and getting into the truth?
At first, my mother, with her finding out about the beliefs of the ISUPK, being against, interracial relationships, being about strictly only loving our own, she was real disheartened. You know what I'm saying? She made sure to express that with me, in order to try to get me to, eventually leave the truth. But when I broke down everything to her, and about how ultimately, I'm about my people, she's grown to be more accepting of such things. You understand? She was the one that went out and got me my all-black attire so that I could become a trooper in the school. She's constantly donating, food or clothes, asking me if I need this or that for the school. She does what she can, even though she knows we're not for her people, as well as her father, my grandfather. He does the same thing. I'm saying he's loaned me his truck multiple times so that I can go and make it to camps and make it to Sabbath services and classes. He's loaned me plenty of things, let me use plenty of tools to build equipment. They're more accepting of it than you would think.
Was it difficult for you to decide to join the ISUPK and leave behind your worldly habits?
Not one bit. At first, when I was a young man in school, I sit there and goof, and I got high a couple of times. But each time I'd sit there and be praying and begging the Lord not to kill me for doing so. And then after the two times that I did it, I was completely done with getting high, being a drug addict. Believing in, certain philosophies wasn't really a problem for me because I was never a Christian. I was never a Muslim. I didn't believe in chematology. It wasn't really difficult for me per se.
For part of your prayers asking the Lord to release curses upon the earth, your prayer says, "And shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school, force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary." Do you think your prayers have been answered?
I think that our prayers are en route to being answered. Understand? Because we've got, all across the the country, we've got Christian pastors coming to the ISUBK, asking us to teach them about the truth. You understand? We've got these, leaders and the Nation of Islam coming to UPK, asking us to teach them so that they can go back and teach their own. We've got these celebrities that are, frequently dying or getting sick from this coronavirus. It's only a matter of time until, they come into the ISUBK. It's only a matter of time until they pay their tithes and get down with this truth. Because the ISUBK is never going to teach a Christian pastor to go back to his congregation and to, use the true teachings of the Bible in order to profit themselves. You understand? To teach this Bible, you gotta be willing to raise up the nation and to benefit the nation, which obviously all these so-called leaders and celebrities don't do.
Do you think that your prayer is selfish?
Not at all. Not one bit. You understand? Part of the responsibility of having riches in any kingdom, it's a law of the Lord to put a percentage of that towards helping out the people, which is something that athletes most certainly don't do. It's something that these so-called leaders most certainly don't do, which is why so many of them, speaking on leaders, why so many of them can go out and purchase $1 million jets off of what their congregation gave them. But yet they've got drug addicts and homeless living in their communities. And so it's not anywhere near a selfish prayer at all.
Nobody tell you cry. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, sold packs, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword with a